Ah, the life of a writer. The brunches, the afternoon tennis matches, and evening cocktails with friends. The parties, the book readings, and all the fame. But it's really more like this. At least for me. I usually wake up before the sunrise, and as I pass through the kitchen, I pour myself a glass of water. I usually chug it over the sink, and then I come back to my office. And this is where the real work is done. It's not necessarily exciting, but it's what it takes. If I'm working from the roughs I talked about in a previous video, I build out the framework in Scrivener. And then I write, even if I'm not in the mood to write. Some people seek out inspiration before writing, but I find the habit of not wanting to stare at a blank screen to be all the motivation I need. I prefer writing in complete silence, but if I do need to block out background sounds, I usually put on headphones and listen to ambient noise. But if listening to music or making playlists for the stories you're writing work for you, go for it. Whatever it takes to get words down. Some writers use timers and 20-minute blasts. Others use applications that prevent them from checking things on their screen or phone. Online write-alongs work for some, while others follow rituals that trigger a Pavlovian response in them that it's time to write. There's no wrong way to do it if it helps you finish your stories. Of course, once a story's done, there are still read-throughs and edits. Some writers start all over, writing the story from their head now that they're familiar with it. Others rewrite from hand-scrawled edits over and over until they feel the story's done, or they at least give up and call it done. And still others step away from a story entirely, giving themselves time before returning to what they've written. As for me, because I'm always writing, recording, and releasing episodes of Not About Lumberjacks on a vague schedule, I tend to just kinda polish my stories and put them out there. Rarely do I even completely rewrite sections of a story, let alone the entire thing. And speaking of my fiction podcast, Not About Lumberjacks, when I'm done with the story, there's still stuff for me to write. I have intros and outros and content advisories to write for the show before I can sit before a microphone and record. But we'll get to that next time. Hey, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, or check out a story at nolumberjacks.com. And if you missed the first or last episode in this series, they should be right here.